With so many weapons in such a simple game, there's no surprise that Phantom Forces can get a bit overwhelming, maybe for like newer players. There's so many choices from all the different categories to attachments, and with almost 200 primary weapons, there is a lot to choose overall. But within that realm, there are good weapons and there are objectively horrible weapons. There are weapons that are used a ton and some that people forget even exist. And in today's video, I'd like to take a look at the weapons that are used the most and see if they're actually any good. However, I'm just one man, a little dude in a sea of other random dudes. So I don't really have a way to poll thousands of people and figure out everyone's most used things. So today, like the average player that I am, with a very average KD, and with around 8 years of playing this game, I'm going to pick out my most used guns in each category in the whole of Phantom Forces and figure out, despite being the most used weapons, if they're actually any good and deserve the fact that they're the most used weapons. Of course, you may not have the same most used weapons as I do, but hopefully there's still some good information in here nonetheless. Cool, video time. So the thing that I want to start with today is going to be the AUG A1, which I have the most kills out of any weapon in the assault rifle category with 3,196 kills. And just to kind of add on to that as well, I actually picked out the attachments on it that I have used the most over the years. There's actually a little bit of lore for this weapon. This is the first ever like main weapon that I ever used. And it was the first weapon that I actually got ballistics tracker with without pre-buying it. I think it's pretty much the only weapon that I didn't pre-buy ballistics tracker with, actually. But that's going back a nice hot couple of years. But yes, the AUG A1 is actually one of my highest kill weapons in the entire game as is, and kind of for good reason. So first of all, it is a super low level unlock. Obviously, I got it years ago, played with it years ago, but it's also got some super low recoil and stuff. It's got some pretty alright damage. To be fair, I do have armor piercing on it, which these days gives you 4-tap torso max range. But bro, I've got some very basic attachments on it, and it's a laser pointer. Now, this is one that as a whole, I could definitely see being a very high average for like the amount of kills that a lot of people in the community would have. Low level weapon, low recoil, easy to get attachments for. Frankly, just a lot of fun. It's just a good gun. For the PDW category, I was actually a little bit surprised by what was my highest kill SMG, and this is definitely one that I don't think is going to be a community standard. But for me, it was the Colt SMG with 2,898 kills total, just about 3,000. This is another one that used to be like a main for me years and years and years ago. And part of the reason is because we used to have a thing called 50GI or 50GL. I think it was 50GI. And bro, when I say that conversion was cracked, I mean it was cracked. I'll see if I can find the original stats for it, and I'll put it up on screen right now. But pretty much, if I can't find it, what the 50GI conversion used to be for this is what the 5.0 became. 15 round magazine, super high damage, just wildly OP in general. And unfortunately, I cannot check my original stats for that because it doesn't exist anymore. Tragic though it is, it does live in my heart rent-free as being one of my favorite things to ever use in this game, and one of the many things that has just been deleted for the average player over the years. Otherwise, yeah, there's not all too much else to say about it. It's a Colt SMG. A lot of you guys know it. And I think this is kind of a bit of a cult classic for a lot of people just because it's been around so long. For the Carbine category, this is kind of a no-brainer, and this I think is going to be a large standard for the community. The Honey Badger. The Honey Badger is probably the OG meta weapon. It was the one thing that like everybody just always had on them for years, and I actually really ended up enjoying this weapon. It was, I believe at the time, the only integral suppressed weapon other than the Asval. You couldn't remove the suppressor on it originally. Nowadays though, you can replace it with other barrel attachments, or in this case, a different suppressor. But yes, with this I have, again, nearly 3,000 kills at 2,600, and this is something to this day, even though it's one of the few weapons left that has like its original recoil, I believe, just very like floaty. I don't know how else to describe it. Very floaty recoil, yeah. It still works so well. It's such a good weapon. It's a timeless classic. And honestly, I think that this is going to end up being most people's highest kill Carbine. Though all of that pales in comparison to my highest kill weapon in the entire game, which is the MG36 in the LMG category. This was at a time in my, you could say, Phantom Forces career of sorts. Back in like 2018-ish, where this is all that I ran for like months. I just was non-stop grinding with this weapon, playing just like solid warehouse matches. And like even Metro, just cross-map spamming with it. This guy's starting to drive me nuts with that AN94, bro. But with using nothing but this and spraying through all the walls and learning all the spawns so I can keep spraying through more walls, I garnered 6,000 kills just under with this insane setup right here. Like literally, my highest kill attachments are probably on this weapon as well, like 2,000 on the ballistics tracker here. Like that is ridiculous. As far as the community goes, I don't know what I would think would be the highest kill LMG. Maybe the Colt LMG for the average player, but honestly the MG36, while not really getting many, really if any updates over the years, it is really just kind of something that I can go back and always have a good time with. It was something, like I said, that I used to use a ton, but unfortunately, people play a little bit faster than usual now. Makes it a little bit hard to just kind of sit and chill with an LMG, you know? We had simpler times back then. We really did. Overall, this is still a decent LMG to use in the modern day, but with that said, it definitely probably could stand for maybe a little bit of a revamp. Though what I hope does not get a revamp anytime soon is going to be... Oh, I just teleported. What I hope is not going to get a revamp anytime soon is going to be the Saiga 12. But with this weapon right here, I have nearly 3,000 kills. And I very easily could see this as being the community standard for the highest shotgun kills. It's difficult to find a lobby without at least one guy just shredding with a Saiga 12, even to this day. It's just something that's always been a very, very good weapon, provided that you don't play like me and freaking Jesus Christ, bro. I just woke up a couple of minutes ago. I'm not ready for all this. But yes, the Saiga 12 is not so much as one of those weapons, if you know, you know. It's more just everybody knows. Oh yeah, and of course, if I forgot to mention, once again, nearly 3,000 kills with 2770 on the Saiga 12. A lot of these guns I have like just under 3,000 kills with. It's kind of weird. But what is also kind of weird to me, and I was kind of shocked to be honest, is my highest kill battle rifle being the Beowulf ECR of all things. A weapon that if any of you guys are like super OGs of this channel, you will know I absolutely hated this weapon. I couldn't stand the tiny magazine capacity. I couldn't stand the big stupid recoil, which I don't think is as bad as it used to be back in the day. I don't know why we're kicking this guy, but okay. But over a long internal debate that I had with myself, many days of forcing myself to use this because the community kept telling me it's good, you just gotta use it. I am a man who can admit when he is wrong, and you were right the whole time. The Beowulf ECR is a very decent weapon. And of course, highest kill battle rifle at over 1,300 kills. Did it just, it's going up. It's live going up. Oh, those assist count, those kills are crazy, aren't they? I will add on to this too, though, that 5.56 was my like ammo type of choice for a while after I ended up kind of liking the base weapon. But unfortunately, they kind of ruined 5.56. This is not, I'm literally not moving my mouse at all. They just ruined it. It's got average 5.56 stats with horrendous 5.56 recoil. So really, you'd be better off using like any other 5.56 weapon. If you pull down hard enough, it's decent though. I think it's of no surprise, and I 100% believe that this is going to be the community, like, average highest sniper thing, and that is going to be the BFG, dude. I mean, everyone knows it. Everyone either loves it or hates it, but of course everyone knows the BFG, and I have nearly 4,000 kills with it, just under actually. It is my highest kill sniper, and I believe my second highest kill weapon in the game as well. And yeah, we should take this to a larger map. I'm not doing this on Metro. Okay, just about spawn killed me there, but too bad I'm just so goated with this weapon. Oh, dude, that was a dirty hit. I mean, it's just, if you know the BFG, which everyone does, it's good, it's fun, and I somehow didn't get a kill there? Okay. Still took him. He's dead, he's gone. Because the BFG will probably always remain my highest kill weapon. It's just, or my highest kill sniper rather. It's just such a demonically good weapon, and I don't know what more to say. The DMRs are kind of a weird one to place because a lot of people just don't really use them. It's a small category, it's very niche, and kind of locked to like specific maps just because a lot of maps in this game are kind of more CQC oriented. But for me, that highest average kill is for the MK11. Not super high at 1,487 kills, but again, for a category that otherwise does not see a crazy amount of use in general, it's not bad. It's very closely tied, though, weirdly enough, with the SKS, something that I haven't really touched in years, but apparently I get a lot of kills with it. Bro, I don't even know where I'm just getting shot from the mystery direction. Where? Ah, there we go. Like I said, I couldn't really tell you what I would even guess to be like the community's highest kill DMR on average. I really just couldn't. Or like the most used DMR in the community, because you just don't see them all too often. You see a lot of AK-109s though, a lot of AK-107s. Oh man, I miss when fun was allowed in this game. In general, I mean, it's a shockingly good weapon for being a level 3 DMR. It's great, fun damage, always good to use. And it's also got a recoil revamp now, so it's even cooler. Maybe one day we'll get a new model as well. Nice. If we move into the secondaries category though, because we're just kind of going through the list here, it's not really in order of most kills or anything, but if we go to these secondaries, if we go to pistol, for some reason, I don't know why this is, my highest kill secondary is the 5.7 with over 700 kills, which seems really low for a secondary, but in the pistols category, it's apparently my highest. So, and I remember why this was my highest kill secondary, and in particular with these attachments right here. And that is because with a macro, this thing is ridiculous. 20 rounds, no recoil, and of course, very high range damage for a pistol. Like, it is just, it should not be this decent. It should not be this decent. This was even like a primary weapon of mine for about a day or so. But I just honestly haven't used it in so many years. I just can't be bothered to really relearn how to use it. And yeah, it's just, it's in general a very, very good weapon. Yeah. I like it. In the machine pistol category, I was very much hoping that it was going to be the ASME because it's always a good time to use, and over like one day of maining it, I got over 1,000 kills, so, you know, say what you will about that. But it is actually the G18C with a little bit over 1,300 kills, and there is not much to say about the G18. It's just, it's a very, very decent little machine pistol. I mean, if you're going to test recoil and stuff, like, it does climb, but I mean, if you pull down, it's not super inaccurate. I mean, you wouldn't want to like snipe with it or anything necessarily. You kind of could, I guess, maybe just a wee little bit, but that's more given to the stupidly high fire rate of this thing. But I could definitely see this being the highest average, most used secondary machine pistol thing. I mean, it's been in the game forever. It's a really, really good weapon. A lot of the other machine pistols are either newer or just not as good. And I'm sure, to nobody's surprise, my highest and what I also believe to be the most used thing in the entire community, the 1858 New Army in the Revolver category. Like, if you guys remember back in like 2017, 2018, this was everywhere. People mained the crap out of this. Now, again, a lot of stuff on this list here are just like obviously my highest in each category. And considering that I would like to think I'm a very average player, I'd like to think at least some of this kind of spans the community. But in general, there's just no way that like everybody's highest kill revolver is not the 1858 New Army, especially if you've been playing for years. It's just busted. It's busted. It's good. And it's got a cool little secondary fanfire mode that lets you kind of do this. Not super practical, not super useful, but you could do it. It works when it does. And is to this day my highest kill revolver with just under 600 kills by one kill. And to not my surprise, but maybe to some of your surprise, maybe, the Super Shorty, formerly known as the Serbu. This is going to be my highest kill weapon in the final category here, the other category, with almost 2,000 kills. Because yes, naturally, as your average silly forces player, I used to main this weird little secondary shotgun for a hot couple of days, way back in the ye old year of like 2019 or something. I don't know. I mean, to this day, it's still a very, very good little shotgun. There's really not much that they can really change about it, so that's disgusting, bro. What did you do? But the way that I used to use this, if I can remember, because I think they moved like some of the attachments or something at some point. So this is it. This is the build. This is the build that carried me for nearly 2,000 kills on the Serbu, now the Super Shorty. Again, this is another category where I don't know that I could tell you what the highest is for the average person, but I'd say probably for a lot of people, much like myself, a lot of people probably have used this, and I think it could be a very high community average, most used other category weapon. 40 and 26. I don't know who let me get above 40 kills, but they need to be fired immediately. Well, that is going to just about sum up the video for today. Again, like I said earlier, I'd very much consider myself a very average Phantom Forces player, maybe the average Phantom Forces player. So a lot of these weapons here, I could very easily see being the most used or quote unquote like highest kill weapon, whatever, in their respective categories. Is that going to be for every single one of you watching right now? Absolutely not. I think a lot of you are going to be like, Steven, I have never used a single weapon on this list, and you are a complete buffoon. However, if nothing else, these are my most kill weapons in each of their respective categories. If you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. It'd help out the video a ton. And we're trying to hit 200,000 subs by the end of the year, if at all possible. And we are getting dangerously close. As well, if you think that these videos might be worth your hard-earned doubloons, you could always become a channel member like the lovely people up on screen right now. And of course, if you want to see more videos just like this, there is a Phantom Forces playlist up on screen right now with over 500 Phantom Forces videos, and it makes for a great binge session. You can always check that out if you would like to do so. Of course, again, huge thanks for watching, and hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. It's something like that. I'm tired, bro. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I love you. Peace.